Hey, and welcome to the opening of the 27th and 28th pack from the Ikoria booster box, plus a pack from a Theros Beyond D bundle and a pack from a Throne of Eldraine bundle as well. Let's get into opening the packs here. Oh, you wanted to get out, huh? Get the two Ikoria packs and a Theros. There we go. Get the boxes out of the way. There we go. All right. So again, just to mix it up a little bit, I think this time we're going to go for a Throne first, then Ikoria, then Theros, and to finish off the last Ikoria pack. So let's put them up here. And let's take the Throne of Eldraine first to see what we have. A great set inspired by Grimm's fairy tales and other fairy tales as well, not just Grimm's. So let's see what we have here. The first common card we have is a Ardenvale Tactician. So it's a common creature, a human knight, cost 1 and 2 white to cast. It has the adventure for dizzying swoop, an instant. It has flying and it's a 2/3 creature, and the adventure is tap up to 2 target creatures, then exile this card. You may cast the creature later from exile. So that is the adventure mechanic. Okay, now let's put the Theros on top this time. All right, we have the Throne, sorry. We have a common creature, a Scepter. It's a black common Reaper of Night. It costs 5 and 2 blacks to cast. It's a 4/5 creature, and it says whenever Reaper of Night attacks, if defending player has 2 or fewer cards in hand, it gains flying until end of turn. So pretty cool mechanic there. And then it has the adventure as well for 3 and a black. It's a sorcery, Harvest Fear, and it says target opponent discards 2 cards. So pretty cool. Then we have Embereth's Paladin. So it's a red common creature, a human knight that has haste. It's a 4/1 and costs 3 and a red to cast. And it has adamant that says if at least 3 red mana was spent to cast this spell, Embereth Paladin enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. So pretty good for counters there. Then we have a green creature. We have a wolf. It's the Fierce Witch Stalker. It's a 4/4 that has trample. It costs 2 and 2 green to cast, and it says when Fierce Witch Stalker enters the battlefield, create a food token. Oh, very nice. Then we have another green common. It's a creature, a human peasant. So it's the curious pair that has the adventure as well, treats to share. It's a 1/3 creature that costs 1 and a green to cast, and the adventure is a sorcery that says create a food token. Then we have So Tiny. It's a blue common enchantment aura that costs 1 blue to cast. It has flash. It has enchant creature, and it says enchanted creature gets -2, -0. It gets -6, -0 instead, as long as its controller has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. So pretty cool. You can kind of disable a big creature there. Then we have the Shining Armor, a white artifact equipment that costs 1 white and 1 non-color mana to cast. It has flash, and it says when Shining Armor enters the battlefield, attach it to target knight you control. And it also says equipped creature gets +0/+2 and has vigilance, and it also has a cost of 3 to equip. Then we have Witch's Cottage, so a common land, a swamp. You can either use it for a swamp, and it says Witch's Cottage enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more other swamps. When Witch's Cottage enters the battlefield untapped, you may put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. So pretty cool there. Then we have the Knight of the Keep. So it's a white common creature, a human knight. It's a 3/2 that costs 2 and a white to cast. And for one of the uncommons, we have a multicolor black and red creature, a human knight, the elite headhunter. So it costs either 4 black or 4 red to cast. It has menace. It's a 2/3 creature, and for 3 black or 3 red, it says sacrifice another creature or an artifact. Elite headhunter deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So pretty cool to hit with 2 damage there for a sacrifice. Then we have another uncommon red creature. This time it's a goblin, the Mad Hatter. So it costs 3 and a red to cast. It's a 1/2, and it says whenever you draw your second card each turn, create 2 1/1 black rat creature tokens. So this could be pretty cool for a rat deck. And then we have a green uncommon. We have Once and Future. It's a green uncommon instant that costs 3 and a green to cast, and it says return target card from your graveyard to your hand, put up 1 other target card from your graveyard on top of your library, exile Once and Future. And it has adamant, so it says if at least 3 green was spent to cast a spell, instead return those cards to your hand and exile Once and Future. Ooh, and then we have an Oko, a mythic planeswalker, as you can see, a mythic multicolor. It's a legendary planeswalker, a Oko. It's Oko, Thief of Crowns. So for 1 and a green and a blue, it comes out with 4 loyalty tokens. And for +2, it says create a food token. +1 says target artifact or creature loses all abilities and becomes an green elk creature with base power and toughness 3/3. And for -5, so the ultimate, exchange control of target artifact or creature you control and target creature an opponent controls with power 3 or less. So pretty cool mythic card there. Nice. Oh, and we also have a foil uncommon, the Revenge of Ravens. It's an uncommon enchantment for 3 and a black. It says whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, that creature's controller loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So that is actually pretty cool. And it is foil, as you can see. Very nice. And then we have a swamp and a wolf token creature. All right, let's get into the Ikoria. So this is the 27th pack from the box. So we're almost all the way through the box. Let's see what we have here in the Ikoria set. All right, the first one is a red common instant. It's the Shredded Sails. So it's cost 1 and a red to cast, and either destroy target artifact or Shredded Sails deals 4 damage to target creature with flying. So good against those flying decks, and it has cycling for 2. Then we have a Helica Glider. So it's a white common creature, a Nightmare Squirrel, so cool for a squirrel deck. It's a 2/2, and it costs 2 and a white to cast, and it says Helica Glider enters the battlefield with your choice of a flying counter or first strike counter on it. Pretty cool. You can choose which counter you want it to enter with. Then we have the Unlikely Aid, a black common instant that costs 1 and a black to cast, and it says target creature gets +2/+0 and gains undestructible until end of turn. Then we have Wilt. So it's a green common instant, cost 1 and a green to cast, and it says destroy target artifact or enchantment, and it has cycling ability for 2. Then we have a blue common instant. It is the Keep Safe. So it costs 1 and a blue to cast, and it says counter target spell that targets a permanent you control, and you get to draw a card as well. Then we have Forbidden Friendship. So it's a red common sorcery. Cost 1 and a red to cast, and it says create a 1/1 red dinosaur creature token with haste and a 1/1 white human soldier token as well. Then we have Adaptive Shimmerer. So this is a creature, an insect that costs 5 to cast. It has flash. It comes out with 0/0, but Adaptive Shimmerer enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. So again, pretty cool for those counter decks. Then we have Fully Grown. Fully Grown is a green instant, a common instant that costs 2 and a green to cast, and it says target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Put a trample counter on it, so it also gains trample. Then we have another common. This time it's a black common, the Blood Curdle. So it's a common instant that costs 3 and a black to cast, and it says destroy target creature, put a menace counter on a creature you control. Then we have Convolute. Convolute is a blue common instant that costs 2 and a blue to cast, and it says counter target spell unless its controller pays 4 mana. Pretty cool one there. And then for one of the uncommons, we have the Alternate Art Boneyard Lurker. So this is a multicolor creature, a nightmare beast that costs 2 and a black and a green to cast. It has 4/4 and mutate for 2 and either a two green or 2 black. And it says whenever this creature mutates, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. So good to get those creatures and permanents back from your graveyard. Then we have a crystal. We have the Sargoth Crystal. This is a uncommon artifact that costs 3 to cast, and you can add either a black, a green, or a blue mana to your mana pool, and it has cycling for 2. And then we have the Wingspan Mentor, a blue uncommon creature, a human wizard. It costs 2 and a blue to cast, and it says when Wingspan Mentor enters the battlefield, put a flying counter on target non-human creature you control. And for 2 and a blue and tapping it, it says put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control with flying. So pretty cool for a flying deck. Ooh, and then we have for the rare, we have the Titan's Nest. So a rare enchantment that costs 1 and a black, a green, and a blue to cast. And it says at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard, exile a card from your graveyard, add 1 colorless mana, spend this mana only to cast a colored spell without X in its mana cost. Okay, so there are rules to this card. Then we have an island and a human token. All right, let's get into the Theros Beyond D pack here from the bundle. All right, get those out. There we go. All right, the first one from Theros is a common green instant. It is Plummet. So for 1 and a green, destroy target creature with flying. So this is pretty useful against those flying decks. Then we have the Sunmane Pegasus, a white common creature, a Pegasus. It's a 2/3 with flying, and it costs 3 and a white to cast. And for 1 and a white, Sunmane Pegasus gains vigilance and lifelink until end of turn. So pretty good boost there. Then we have Wrap in Flames, a common red sorcery that costs 3 and a red to cast, and it says Wrap in Flames deals 1 damage to each of up to 3 target creatures. Choose those creatures can't block this turn. Oh, pretty cool. So you can kind of neutralize some creatures if you plan on attacking. We have the next one is Deny the Divine. It's a blue common instant that costs 2 and a blue to cast, and it says counter target creature or enchantment spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into the owner's graveyard. And then we have Glory Bearers, a white common enchantment creature, human cleric, that costs 3 and a white to cast. It's a 3/4, and it says whenever another creature you control attacks, it gets +0/+1 until end of turn. So pretty cool. Then we have a black common creature, a Gorgon cleric, the Venomous Hierophant, I think. So it costs 3 and a black to cast. It's a 3/3 with death touch, and it says when Venomous Hierophant, I think Hierophant, enters the battlefield, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Oh, okay, so again, comes with rules. And then we have a common blue creature, the Triton Wave Rider. Costs 3 and a blue to cast. It's a 3/3 Merfolk Wizard. It has Constellation, and it says whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, Triton Wave Rider gains flying until end of turn. Pretty cool. Then we have Incendiary Oracle. So a red common creature, a human shaman that costs 1 and a red to cast. It's a 2/2 creature, and it says for 1 and a red, Incendiary Oracle gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So kind of a great boost there. And if a creature dealt damage is dealt. Oh, if a creature dealt damage by Incendiary Oracle this turn would die, exile it instead. Oh, okay, get it. Then we have a common green creature, a Nyxborn Colossus. So this is an enchantment creature, a giant that costs 3 and 3 green to cast, and it's a 6/7 creature. Then we have the Wolfwillow Haven, so the first one of the uncommons in this pack. It is an enchantment aura. It costs 1 and a green to cast, and it's an enchant land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 green. So pretty good to boost your mana there. And for 4 and a green, sacrifice Wolfwillow Haven, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. Activate this ability only during your turn. Okay. Then we have the next uncommon. We have Daxos, Blessed by the Sun. So it's a white legendary enchantment creature, a demigod, that costs 2 white to cast, and it has 2. And for a toughness, Daxos toughness is equal to your devotion to white. So pretty cool if you have a good devotion deck. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield or dies, you gain 1 life. So pretty cool to also boost your life with that. Then we have another uncommon white. This time it's a creature, a centaur advisor, Laguna Band Storyteller. So it costs 3 and a white to cast. It's a 3/4 creature, and it says when Laguna Band Storyteller enters the battlefield, you may put target enchantment card from your graveyard on top of your library. If you do, you gain life equal to its converted mana cost. Oh, pretty cool. Again, good for getting life. And then for the rare, we have a tutor. So we have the white idyllic tutor, a white rare sorcery that costs 2 and a white to cast, and it says search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. And then we have a swamp. And then we have a foil, though a common foil, the Satyr's Cunning, a common sorcery, costs 1 red to cast, and it says create a 1/1 red satyr creature token with this creature can't block. It has escape for 2 and a red, and also exile 2 other creatures from your graveyard. So, but it is a pretty nice foil card there. Can't really see if you can get it on the camera as well as I see it here. Oh, pretty nice. So nice foil there. And a spider token. All right, let's get into the last of the packs for today or for this stream. The 28 Ikoria pack from the booster box. Let's hope we get some good ones in this one as well. We do already have a mythic, so that's pretty nice. All right, the first one is from the Ikoria, is the Blade Banish. It's a white common instant, cost 1, 3 and a white to cast, and it says exile target creature with power 4 or greater. Then we have Durable Coilbog. So a black common creature, an insect that costs 1 and a black to cast. It's a 2/2, and it says for 4 and a black, return Durable Coilbog from your graveyard to your hand. A pretty cool ability there to get it back into the game. Then we have Bristling Boar, a green common creature, a boar that costs 3 and a green to cast. It's a 4/3, and it says Bristling Boar can't be blocked by more than one creature. Then we have a common sorcery, a blue common, the Gust of Wind. So it costs 3 and a blue to cast, and it says this spell costs 2 less to cast if you control a creature with flying. And it says return target non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand, and you get to draw a card. Then we have the Raking Claws. So it's a red common instant that costs 1 and a red to cast, and it says target creature gains double strike until end of turn, and you get cycling for 2 as well. Then we have a white common creature, a human cleric, the Drenith Healer. It costs 1 and a white to cast. It's a 2/2, and it says whenever you cycle another card, you gain 1 life, and this one has cycling for 1. Then we have a common white creature again, a fox bird. So is the Volpikeet, I think. Cost 3 and a white to cast. It's a 2/3 with flying, and it has mutate for 2 and a white. And it says whenever this creature mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then we have a black common instant. We have the Dark Bargain. So it's cost 3 and a black to cast, and it says look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Dark Bargain deals 2 damage to you. Then we have a red common sorcery. We have Rumbling Rockslide. It costs 3 and a red to cast, and it says Rumbling Rockslide deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. So pretty cool for those land decks or mana decks. Then we have a blue common instant. We have Hampering Snare. So it costs 1 and a blue to cast, and it says creatures your opponent's control gets -2/-0 until end of turn, and it has cycling for 2. And then for the uncommons, the first one is a black uncommon creature, a Nightmare, the Grim Dancer. So for 1 and 2 black, you get a 3/3 creature, and it says get Grim Dancer enters the battlefield with your choice of 2 different counters on it from among Menace, Death Touch, and Lifelink. So again, pretty cool that you can choose those. Then we have another uncommon. This time it's a multicolor, the Trumpeting Snar. So it's a creature, a beast. It costs 1 and a green and a blue to cast. It's a 3/3 that has mutate for 3 and either 2 blue or 2 green. And it says whenever this creature mutates, create a 3/3 green beast creature token. So pretty cool if you can get it mutating enough. And then the last one of the uncommons, we have the Rooting Moloch. It's a uncommon creature, a lizard that costs 4 and a red to cast. It's a 4/4, and it says when Rooting Moloch enters the battlefield, exile target card with a cycling ability from your graveyard. until end of your next turn, you may play that card. Oh, and it has cycling for it too. Oh, and then we have the Song of Creation. I actually just saw this today in another match. Pretty cool card. So it's a multicolor rare enchantment it's called Song of Creation. It costs 1 and a green and a blue and a red to cast, and it says you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of your upkeep, discard your hand. So it's pretty fun card to get a deck moving. Then we have the Rugged Highlands, which is just a common land that comes into the battlefield tapped, and it gains you 1 life. And you can either get a red or green mana, and then of course a token. All right. Well, this was the contents of the 27th and 28th pack from the Ikoria booster box, and of course from the 2 packs that I opened from Throne of Eldraine and Theros Beyond D from the bundle packs. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, and if you have any comments for me, please leave a comment at the video. If you're interested in any other of these streams or any of the gaming streams that I also do, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.